Hey there, fellow educators, and honestly, anyone who's ever wondered what would happen if we actually listened to teachers for once. I'm Leah Cleary, and this is If Teachers Ruled the World. You know, after 25 years in the classroom, I've learned that teaching isn't really about having all the answers. It's about being brave enough to ask the right questions, and maybe, just maybe, admitting when we have no idea what we're doing, which, let's be honest, happens more often than we'd like to admit. So grab your coffee or whatever, and let's talk about the real stuff, the messy, imperfect, sometimes beautiful reality of what it's like to shape young minds while trying to keep our own sanity intact. Because if we're going to change the world, we might as well be honest about what that actually looks like. All right, let's dive in. Hey teachers, welcome back to If Teachers Ruled the World, the podcast that gives teachers a voice in the conversations that matter most to us. I'm your host, Leah Cleary, a 25-year classroom veteran, an AP World History teacher, once upon a time an ELA teacher, department chair, and just about everything else you can think of. But I am also someone who is currently buried under a stack of essays that is truly testing my will to keep teaching. I say that with love, mostly. So today's episode is just a little bit different. It's short, and it's basically me just telling you something I need to hear as much as you do. That it's okay to step back and take care of yourself, even when, especially when it feels like you just can't. Here's where I am right now. We're heading into AP season, which if you teach AP, you already know what that means. The pace picks up, the stakes feel higher. We're getting ready for that test, and for me personally, I have ramped up the number of essays my students are writing because that's what AP season demands. Those kids really need the practice. Now, I've done some things to make essay grading more sustainable for myself. I built that custom GPT that I've talked about. It has genuinely cut my grading time significantly. I'm very proud of that. And I'm going to link to it in the show notes for you. But even with better systems, more essays means more time. And time is the one thing that none of us have enough of. On top of that, I'm in the middle of revamping something I've been working on and I'm going to say this without exaggeration. I've been working on this for 10 years. It's a writing program called Writing Blocks. I created it about a decade ago, created 2 6-week units of it, and then I put a pin in it when life got in the way. And now I'm finally finishing it because there's a huge need for me to finish it. It's based on the idea of deliberate practice, specifically sentence imitation, which comes from a branch of linguistics called generative grammar. The short version: students don't get better at writing just by writing more. They get better by studying well-constructed sentences and learning to imitate them. Think of the way Malcolm Gladwell described his early career. You know Malcolm Gladwell, the writer? He started by trying to write like his heroes, and out of the years of that, his own voice emerged. That's what Writing Blocks is built around, and I'm revamping it now because next year, I'm going to be leading a high school transition program for freshmen. It's focused on literacy, organization, and study skills, which means I actually need to finish this thing. The pen is officially out. I'm streamlining it. I'm taking away the interactive notebook components, getting rid of any of the fun coloring stuff. It needs to be about 10 to 15 minutes every day for the entire school year. So I'm shortening it, but I feel like I am making it really a lot better. So here's what I'm doing. After this episode, I'm taking 2 weeks off from publishing the podcast. Not because I'm burned out on it. I genuinely love this show and I love this community so much. But because I've been producing episodes week to week without any buffer, see, I'm still in the classroom, and at some point, that does catch up with you. I need to get ahead. I need to record some episodes in advance, build out some promotional content I've been meaning to create, and give myself enough breathing room. See, this podcast needs to stay sustainable for the long haul because a podcast that makes me anxious every week is not serving any of us. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Running on empty, putting off the thing that would actually help because you're too busy keeping up with everything else? Yeah, I thought so. We all do this. I say it a lot on this podcast. Students need sustainable teachers more than perfect ones. And I mean it. But sometimes I need to remind myself that it applies to everything, not just the classroom. This is the time of year when teachers start running out of runway. We're passing the halfway point. AP season is here for those of us who teach it. Spring testing is looming for everyone else. And summer still feels far enough away that it's not actually comforting yet. That is exactly when we need to give ourselves permission to do what I'm doing, to step back, to take stock, and to invest a little time in setting ourselves up to do better work. Not perfect work, better work. So I want to encourage you, in whatever way makes sense for your life right now, to identify one thing you've been putting off that would actually help you. One thing, not a whole overhaul, just one thing you keep saying you'll get to when things slow down. And then doing it anyway, even when it feels like nobody else is. While I'm off recording, I'm not totally going dark. If you want to follow along with what I'm working on, including updates on writing blocks and what I'm building for the new transition program, I've been posting on my website, leahcleary.com, and guys, I've been posting on Substack. Hey, give me a follow on Substack. That would be absolutely great. The link is in the show notes. I just posted on Substack about why I'm finally finishing writing blocks after 10 years. And honestly, writing it felt like a little bit of therapy. If you're someone who's ever started something, put a pin in it, and then felt guilty about it for a decade, you'll relate. So go ahead and follow me on Substack at substack.com @Leah Cleary. That's substack.com/@Leah Cleary. I'll also put that link in the show notes. I'll be back in 2 weeks with new episodes queued up, more interviews, more content planned, and hopefully a slightly lower stress level. Thank you, genuinely, for being part of this community. Every time I hear from a teacher who says this podcast made them feel a little less alone, I remember exactly why I started it. So if you like this podcast, also be sure to follow this podcast on your favorite platform and leave a review if you like it. Take care of yourself out there. You can't pour from an empty cup, and I know that's a bumper sticker, but bumper stickers become bumper stickers for a reason. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, if teachers ruled the world, we'd all be allowed to take a breath once in a while. That's it for this week on If Teachers Ruled the World. Be sure to subscribe, share with a teacher friend, and join the conversation at leahcleary.com. Until next time, keep ruling your classroom and rewriting the rules.